All right, hi everyone, and welcome back to another WNEP Sports Spotlight show here on Plus. I'm Sports Director Steve Lloyd, and we are so happy to have former Wilkes Colonel head men's basketball coach Jerry Rickrode, now coaching our local ABA team, the Wyoming Valley Clutch. This is his 6th season down there at the Wilkes-Barre CYC. Right now, you guys are 14-0, Jerry, undefeated. You got a big game coming up against Connecticut, the Surge, on Saturday down there. Tip probably about 7 p.m. Just came off a big win down in D.C. I know you were a little shorthanded, but you got 47 from Callaway, a bunch of points from George Tinsley. You just got to be thrilled to be coaching once again, to be part of this team. And, boy, welcome here to our WNEP studios. We're so glad to have you.
Yeah, Steve, you know what? I really appreciate you having us. It's a good group. We've got Lackawanna and Luzerne County guys. All these guys have meshed together really well, and we've gotten better as the year's gone on. We have 10 players. We play all of them, and they all contribute. Like we had that situation this weekend when we had 3 of our guys that couldn't be there, and other guys stepped up. So that's kind of been like our attitude all year. It's like the next man up, and the guys have done a good job with it, and 14-0. So.
You've obviously already, have had such great success at a Division III level there at Wilkes. What made you want to get back into coaching? I mean, it's always been in your blood and something you've been able to do. Certainly you're close to home, but to be able to coach these guys at an advanced level, did that kind of pique your interest? Why did you get back involved coaching?
To be real honest with you, Steve, when Dave Januzzi and Chris Shovlin bought this franchise, they called me up and they said, actually, Dave called me at my office and he said, Coach, we bought this ABA franchise. We want you to coach the team. And I said, Dave, I'm not coaching anymore. And he said, Coach, it's not like college. It's not every day. We play on the weekends. We can explain it to you. I said, okay, I'll meet with you guys. So they came. We met one night for dinner. And they brought their fathers with them. It was like a reverse recruiting situation from when I was recruiting them when they were in high school.
Right.
They're recruiting me. I sat and listened to them, and I said, you know what? I do it for 1 year. I don't know what I can do to help you guys, but I try to help you for this first year just so you can get this thing going off the ground and stuff.
Right.
And then it kind of snowballed, and the community bought into it. The great thing is the kids are really into it, and we don't charge admission for any kids. A lot of the ABA teams charge different rates for adults and children. We let all the kids in for free. They're our best fans. Get pictures taken with the guys after the game. It's kind of cool. And it just snowballed, and we got to be good. And the first year, actually, we were very good, but it kept building. So I've stayed with it. Basketball has always been in my blood. It's hard to get out of your system, but I didn't really have plans to do this on a long-term basis, but it's just happened that way.
How is this particular type of game different than coaching at the collegiate level? Obviously, Division III all those years at Wilkes.
Oh, it's really fast-paced. I would tell you that, and I always was one to say, hey, the players win the games. I don't care if it's high school, college, professional, whatever it is. But even more so in this case because it's fast-moving. It's a 24-second clock, 7 seconds to get the ball over half court. Got some different type of rules, and there's a flow to the game, and it's kind of neat. You teach the guys maybe some nuances within the motion. I have a really high IQ team that they just pick that kind of stuff up and then they go with it. But it's much different than college from the standpoint of you're not with them every day. You're not working with them every day. So you kind of just got to instill what you want into these guys, and then they go out and do it. But guys will do our games as officials sometimes that I had when I coached at Wilkes. And after the game, they'll say to me, Coach, that was pretty fast-paced game. They're tired, you know what I mean?
Right.
There's a lot of talent out out there. So it's neat. It's fun.
Right now, the ABA rankings have you guys 4th in the country. I'm going to give it the top 3. The Buffalo Extreme are 1. We have the Nashville Aces, they're number 2, and then Silicon Valley Panthers, and then we got the Clutch. Some pretty big markets there when you rattle off Buffalo and Nashville, and then you're talking a team out in California. To be 4th in the country, that's pretty spectacular.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. I think there's 127 teams now. I read that the other day somewhere nationally. Most of the teams are from a major metropolitan area. So I think it's pretty neat that you got the Wyoming Valley Clutch there representing, Lackawanna and Luzerne County. And we take pride in that. It's a lot like when I was at Wilkes. You got a team from the Wilkes-Barre area, and you go to the Final Four, whatever that may be. And now we got a team from our area that has a chance to maybe do that again. So it's pretty neat. And
your home games are at the Wilkes-Barre CYC. So if fans want to come out, what do they have to do to get in the door?
Yeah. So they just we kind of publicize everything on Facebook. We got a pretty good following. But they just come to the game. Game's at 7 most of the time on Saturdays. Sometimes we'll play a Sunday, maybe at 6 o'clock. But they're always in the evening, so people can get to the games. They just come. They just pay at the gate, and we don't charge as much as a lot of teams. We don't worry about running the games for a profit. We worry about running the games for the community. And it's been a nice situation where the junior clutch, which is what like Dave and Chris kind of run, the parents and the kids from that program come to our games. So it's like a built-in fan base. But I think we're a little bit of a hidden gem. I don't think people really know what they see, but what we have. But when they come to the games, it's like my daughter came to a game like my first year I coached, and after the game she looks at me, she goes, Dad, that was really entertaining. I'm like, yeah, it's kind of a neat. It's kind of a fan-based spectator sport. So it's cool, and I think people that come to the games, they all walk away with the same thought process where, we're going to go back to another one. So
rattle off the 10 members of the team.
So we've got a really solid 10. I like to say we have 10 starters. We basically do start 5 each game. It's mostly the same guys, but all 10 could start. But you got Will Johnson, who's from Wilkes-Barre GAR.
Yep.
Okay. You got Jamie Calloway, who played at Wyoming Valley West. Jaquan Ingram played at Wyoming Valley West. You got Lamont Tillery, who played at Pocono Mountain East, played at ESU. Rasheed Moore, who played at Myers and played at ESU. George Tinsley, who played at Abington Heights, played at Mount St. Mary's in college, University of Binghamton. Kevin Lasdowski, right out of college. He's our youngest guy. He went to Misericordia, but he went to Scranton High School as well. Haseen Dixon, who's head coach at West Scranton. He went to Scranton High, played for Penn State Wilkes-Barre. We got a young man named Kevin Major, who's not from this area originally. He's from the Bronx, but he went to Penn State Wilkes-Barre and was a great player there. And Tyreek Stewart, who played for Wilkes-Barre Myers. So it's a great group. They got a high IQ. They don't really care who gets the credit, and they play well together. So it's a team that's enjoyable to coach.
What's the key on Saturday against Connecticut?
Well, we've played them twice. We went down to Connecticut the first time with I'm going to say 7 guys, and it was a close game. They have some talent. They came back to us, and we beat them, but it wasn't like a situation where we blew them out or anything. In the ABA, it's all about how do they travel. And at this point, teams see that you're 14-0. They're going to try to bring their best players, and they're going to try to maybe stack their teams to play us, to have a chance to maybe knock us off. So I think it's just got to be a game where the guys block out the last 2 games that we beat them, and we just got to go into this game and say it's the next game. We just got to win this game. And there's 5 weeks left? Is that the full season? Does that include the playoffs? Yeah. No. Well, so we got 5 weeks left in the regular season.
Regular season. Okay.
I think the 28th of February and March 1st are our last 2 regular season games, and then the playoffs start.
So March Madness.
Yeah, and it's it's interesting how the ABA does it. I mean, we have 5 more regular season games. We got to make sure that we win these games because that projects your seeding for the playoffs. We'd like to play at home in the friendly confines of the Wilkes-Barre CYC rather than go on the road someplace.
All right, so for Coach Rick Rode, he obviously coached at Wilkes for a long period of time, 92 to 2014, 22 seasons coach, 382 wins, 182 losses, 677 winning percentage, made it to the NCAA Elite 8 a couple times, NCAA third place where you lost to Williams. Just some great players. I'm going to rattle some of these guys off. Obviously, Dave Januzzi, Chris Parker, Matt Labuda, Chad Fabian out of Southern Columbia, a heck of a player, Mike Baruch. I do remember Jim Nolan. He was there, obviously, before you started. I'm a Loyal Sock kid. He played at South Williamsport. So you got Januzzi, all-time leading scorer with 2001, 132, and then Jim Nolan right behind him at 1956. Just a heck of a run, 22 seasons. Obviously, cherished memories and some great players that have probably become, your next sons and more of a family.
Yeah, I mean, I always said when I was coaching at Wilkes that if you can get the best 2 or 3 or 1 or 2 local guys each year and keep them home, even if they could play higher or go elsewhere, you're going to be pretty successful. You got to add Jay Williams into the mix of those guys because he got us on ESPN.
Yeah.
It's similar with this Clutch team. We're local guys. So I've always enjoyed and thought that our community, the Wilkes-Barre-Scranton area, didn't really get the props that it deserved from a basketball standpoint. But at Wilkes, when we had the local guys, we did really, really well. And now you got the Wyoming Valley Clutch, who they're all local guys pretty much, and they're doing well on a national level. So I think it brings a lot of substance to our community.
The 4-year run with Dave, pretty incredible 4-year run. What was special about that? What did you see in him early on, and then the magic as he matured later in his career?
Yeah, Dave. Obviously, I spent a lot of time recruiting him. Funny story, not so much funny, but interesting. He graduated from Myers. I think the next morning, I was sitting in my office at Wilkes, and he was a man, and he still is. He's a guy of few words. He walked into my office. He was like a little pudgy, I mean, he always had skills, but he was. And he said, Coach, I'm ready. And that summer, I don't think he missed a day where he'd come in, he'd go up and do his skill work, he'd go down and hit the weight room, he'd come back up and shoot foul shots, he'd go back down and do his agilities, he'd come back up and he'd work out. And you knew he was going to be special, not just because of his ability level, but because of his work ethic. So that was, to see him get hurt going in his senior year, his true senior year, but then to bounce back and be National Player of the Year the following year, that says something about him, and it's all about his work ethic.
The uptick in scoring that I'm seeing across the board maybe goes to what the junior clutch and they're doing with some of the kids there and what they're doing here at Riverfront Sports and across our whole viewing area, but just some incredible talented players. What are you seeing differently here in 2026 that you saw, back in the early 90s?
Well, exposure's been so much greater now than it was in the 90s. You didn't have the internet, you didn't have this, but the Riverfront and what they're doing with the junior clutch down there, I go to these games and I see these kids and I'm like, wait a second, I remember him was in second or third, fourth grade at with the junior clutch, It's interesting. I'm sitting at that game last night and I said, geez, they really need a shot clock.
It's coming. Yeah, we're 3 years away.
Yep, it's coming. I just like to go to those games when I do get the opportunity and see the kids that are playing that I've seen when they were young guys at the Wilkes-Barre CYC and up at the Riverfront, and you see how they've progressed. But I also like to see, like I'm at the game last night, and I see coaches that I recruited their players when I was in high school, when they were in high school. Now they're retired themselves, but they're still out watching games. That's this area, and people have a love for basketball. And the guys that, like I recruited Dave, his coach was there last night, Joe Caffrey. And I ran into Gary Vanderberg, ran into a bunch of different guys. I'm like, geez, these guys used to bring their teams to my camps, but they're still involved with basketball, which is nice.
Jerry, thanks for coming in. Good luck this weekend and the rest of the season with the Clutch. We'll talk to you soon. When we come back, we're going to be joined by some of Coach Rick Rhodes' current Clutch players. 2 kids from the Wyoming Valley Conference will join us next here on the Sports Spotlight. Stay with us.
Thanks, Steve.
All right, welcome back to the WNAP Sports Spotlight. Once again, I'm a sports director here at WNAP, Steve Lloyd, and we got a couple players joining us. First, Jamie Calloway, graduate of Wyoming Valley West, and then Rasheed Moore. And this guy played down at Wilkes-Barre Myers, obviously a little time out at East Stroudsburg. Guys, thanks for joining us here with Coach Rick Rhodes. Big game coming up this weekend. Big win, Jamie, last Saturday over DC, and you only had 47. Kind of a slow night for you, but congratulations. That's an outstanding effort. Just talk about the 7 guys, how you guys kind of locked in and got that W.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me as well. And yeah, it was fun. We had a couple guys down, and we had to make the trip with 7. So it was kind of a next man up mentality. And with 7 guys, some guys kind of, as you say, stay warm because they get a little more reps in there. So it was good to get up some extra shots.
You kind of seem to be the elder statesman of this organization. You've been around for a while. What makes you want to commit your time, your effort, and your play to this organization and be a leader on this team?
Well, just loving basketball first and foremost, and then loving the community as well. And then when you put those 2 together and we're trying to achieve a common goal, it's easy to just buy in and just want to go hard for each other.
Rasheed, you're kind of back in the area now. You played overseas for a little bit. Obviously, a little time out there with Coach Wilson at East Stroudsburg, and then Coach Toole down at Myers kind of got you going. What's it like being back home?
It's really nice. It's obviously a change from everything I'm used to or have been used to the last couple years. There's a couple games where my family has actually been able to come and see me play, which they haven't been able to do in the last 9-10 years. So just being able to play in front of them again, just be home, be with my family, it's been really nice, and connecting with Coach Wilson again, and I'm going down there for the alumni game in a week and a half. And then connecting with Coach Toole again. I saw him at the Wilkes-Barre Riverside game, and seeing him and his wife and seeing them do well now. They're doing well, so it's just nice to be home and start reconnecting with people who I haven't been able to connect with in some time.
Yeah, I think being home for you, means a lot. I can hear it in your voice. What's it like playing at the CYC? You probably, played there as a youth for many years.
It's honestly a full circle moment because it's where I started out when I was about 4 or 5 years old. I was playing there as a kid in the biddy leagues with the hoops down at 8 feet. So it's just like a full circle moment to where now, I don't know if I'm done overseas yet or not. I haven't made that decision just yet. But to kind of turn around and be 30 years old now and back where I started everything when I was a young kid, it's full circle moment, and it's just a lot of fun to be back in that atmosphere with this team and the guys we have on the team.
Jerry, you've seen these guys grow up. I mean, they're men now. They have families and kids. What does it mean for them to take time away from that and give time to this team?
Well, first of all, Rasheed saying he's 30 years old makes me feel really old. But yeah, it's funny when this summer Jamie actually organized 1 day a week where guys from the community, kids who were home from college, guys that were overseas could come in and play, and we played Tuesday nights. So we had 20, 25 guys there. It was pretty good competition. So as we get towards the end of the summer, Jamie says to me, Coach, I think Rasheed might be with us this year. I'm like, are you sure? He's been overseas for 8 years, So I didn't push it or anything, and then when we got closer to the fall, I said to Rasheed, I said, you got a place on our team if you want to play. And obviously he's really helped us. But I knew the story from he played as a youth because Mark Soprano, the director of the CYC, told me He played in like the first game at the CYC that they had for little guys when he was young. Must have been like 4th grade, right?
Yeah, before that.
Was that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, great coaching these guys. You know, they as I said when you interviewed me, they in it for one goal. They love basketball, love the community, and to be able to go out and play on the weekends together, it's good for them. It's good for us.
Jamie, what is it like kind of networking? I know you were at the Dallas Wilkes-Barre game last night. Obviously, you know, kids come up to you, ask you about the clutch. What do you tell them?
I just tell them if you want to see like high-level basketball and players who love the game playing together, you should just come down and watch. You know, we really sacrifice for the betterment of the team, and we all practice the game even when it's not like game time.
How much right now do you talk to, say, a 6th grader, 7th grader, 8th grader? Those kids are going to have a shot clock in 3 years.
Yeah.
So most of those kids, when they're going to be in 10th grade, are going to, you know, first see shot clock. I guess they're not going to use it in the 9th grade games, but JV and varsity across the state of Pennsylvania will have a shot clock for the first time. What do you tell them?
I'm telling them more so to just watch more basketball as it approaches and just learn to play 1-second basketball. You know, you can get caught up in standing around watching, but with the shot clock going on, you have to catch ready, you know, ready to, whether you're driving, passing, or shooting. You know, just the sense of urgency needs to be risen a little bit.
What were your days like playing at Wyoming Valley West High School basketball there?
Up and down. You know, I mean, we didn't have the best teams, but we had good guys too, and that all in all increased my love for the game. So I appreciated it for what it was, for sure.
How much do you work on your shot?
Well, now it's more so just working on like my body and the mechanics to make sure I can shoot the way I do over time. But when I was, a lot, like twice a day.
What would you tell a kid if he came to you for advice?
Just start with the basics, you know, and don't be afraid to like have more than one coach. You know, I learned from a lot of people that got me to this point, and the last thing you want to be is not coachable. You know what I mean?
Rashid, obviously they tore the school down. That had to be a sentimental moment for you. You had bleachers behind one basket, a wall at the other, and then scorer's table where the team sat, and then a little bleachers on the side. But that gym was special. Your time with Coach Toole there at Myers, what do you remember the most?
Just honestly, what I remember the most is running up and down those bleachers, getting in condition. But no, there's a lot of great moments in there. All the times we played, had the rivalry, the Myers, the GAR games. There's just so many different memories, and obviously there's times before me where I would just go there as a young kid, like looking forward to growing up and playing in that gym. So when it did close, it was definitely hard because a lot of my early memories of loving the game and learning to love the game were all through that gym, watching the guys before me kind of go through and struggle and not win. And then once I was able to get there myself and we were able to have the success that we had, it kind of felt like bringing the program back. So it was a lot of fun and a lot of tough, good memories there. But that started my foundation for loving the game, learning how to put in the work, go in there for extra shots and stuff like that, learning how to take care of my body the right way by lifting and going in the gym downstairs. So that's where a lot of my work ethic started from. So
then you get recruited by Coach Wilson out there at East Stroudsburg. Why does he press full court, and why does it work? I mean, I know how it works, but for people that don't really get to see it a lot.
So it works because we prep that every single day. So we work on pressing, getting people tired, wearing them down throughout a game. It's not always about the first couple minutes. They may be able to break that press early on in the game, but as the game goes on, it kind of wears at people's legs. It's not something you're used to. So as the game goes on and you get into that 38th, 39th, 40th minute of the game, we still have our legs because we would practice that every single day. Other teams don't practice that, so when they get to those last couple minutes of the game, the shots start to fall short. They're not as quick because they're tired, they're breathing heavier, and we're just kind of this is what we do. So it's something where if you practice it and you work on it every single day and you're in that good of condition and other teams aren't, as long as you can continue to enforce your will upon them, then it's something that'll really break somebody down mentally.
Jamie, the success of the team so far, what's ahead for you guys, and how far can you guys go this season?
I mean, I believe we can go really far. You know, we just got to keep doing what we've been doing, taking it one game at a time. We always say in the huddle before each game, we know the end goal, but this is just another game. You know, we take it one game at a time. So the more we remind ourselves of that and just keep prepping the way we have been, I believe we can go as far as, you know, our talent has taken us.
Rashid, obviously, you know, you like this group.
Mm-hmm.
What's the best part of playing with these guys?
I think everybody's IQ and everybody's understanding of it's not about me. So we have a lot of guys. Myself and George have already played overseas. We have guys who have tried to get overseas, but we have a lot of talent. And on any given night, there's somebody can go for 47. George can go for 35 the same night. Kevin can go for 30. So it's just like, whose night is it going to be? And that's what makes it so hard to kind of game plan for, because we have so many different guys on any given night that can score the ball at a high level. So with that being said, it makes us tough to game plan for, and it makes it tough on any given coach to kind of figure out a way to stop us, because he might game plan for me, but it's Jamie's night, or it's Kevin's night, or it's George's night. And then it throws their whole game plan off, because then we're not trying to run through me, or we're not trying to run through Jamie, we're running through those two. So with all of that being said, it makes us very tough, and it gives us the ability to potentially go very deep.
All right, Rashid, thanks for your time. Jamie, thanks for your time. Coach, stick around. We're going to have a couple guys from the Lackawanna League come in here next on the Sports Spotlight, but that's a wrap here with the two guys from the Wyoming Valley Conference. Guys, good luck the rest of the season with the Clutch.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
All right, we'll be right back. Thanks. All right, welcome back to the WNP Sports Spotlight Show. We shift from the two guys from the Wyoming Valley Conference. Now we got a couple guys in here from the Lackawanna League. First, Kevin Lesdowski played at Scranton High School and then out there at Misericordia University with head coach Willie Chandler. And we got George Tinsley, Abington Heights, Coach Bianchi, Coach McLean up there for the Comets, and then a little time at Mount St. Mary's, and then with Binghamton. Guys, welcome to the WNP studios here, our digital studios, as we continue talking about the Wyoming Valley Clutch. I think you're the youngest guy on the Clutch. What are you, 23 now?
22.
22. Wow,
Yeah.
young.
Still young, yeah.
What's it mean to be playing, semi-pro basketball, ABA, with a lot of these seasoned guys? How quickly are you learning from them, and how much has your game improved?
Yeah, no, it's definitely cool playing, back in my hometown. I didn't think I'd be playing in the semi-pro league, only 30 minutes from where I grew up. Just kind of leaning on these guys, they have different experiences throughout high school, college, and even, some pros that we have on our team. So just kind of leaning on them and looking at them for advice.
Kevin, who reached out to you to be part of this team?
Coach Jerry Rickroad.
What do you remember the most about that phone call?
It wasn't a phone call. He actually came in person and talked to me, and just, was kind of telling me about how the team was managed, and, he was going to be coming back to coach this year, and he was just recruiting me, telling me, that they really would love to have me, and I'd be a special part of the team.
Obviously, part of being a coach, Jerry, what made you interested in Kevin, and how much has he progressed at this level with that 24-second shot clock?
Well, I knew about Kevin when he played for Misericordia. And he says the story pretty much right. I drove out to Misericordia one day. We sat and talked. And be honest with you, he's like a seasoned veteran for us, even though he's 22 years old. He's been very consistent. Kind of write it down every game. It's like 24, 25 points, 7 or 8 rebounds, 6 or 7 assists, 50% from the three. He's been very consistent. So I know he's learning from the other guys and so forth, but he's doing his part. So,
George, part of this team, you've played down at Mount St. Mary's, obviously close up 81 North with Binghamton. I know Coach McLean was down to watch you the other night. What's this ride been like for you?
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. It's for me, it was like a different style of play kind of thing. College basketball is a little bit different, and I played in Spain for a year, and this is kind of, I've never played with 12 minutes, the 3-and-D rule, the shot clock. It's all kind of new, so we play pickup with these guys all throughout summer, and like just kind of the speed that they play at, I was able to kind of just jump right in. So for me, it's kind of playing it like pickup kind of, but at the same time, it's like I'm with these guys as well. So,
what did you know about Coach Rick Rode before you started playing for him this season?
Honestly, I haven't heard. Jamie, actually, the guy that was on here before, introduced me to Rick Rode at a couple of pickups, and he kind of introduced him, said you coach at Wilkes, and that's kind of, and the most I knew of him, and now he's my coach, and we're having a good time.
Kevin, game coming up on Saturday, Connecticut. Jerry said you guys have played them a couple times. Do you go back and look at film, look for adjustments, or do you kind of let the game come to you, kind of see, what they're going to try to do against you guys on Saturday?
To be honest, for myself, I don't really look for adjustments. We kind of just go into the game. We really focus on ourselves. We pride ourselves on that. Just kind of focus on ourselves and what can we do different, and not so much focus on the other team or what the other players do.
Jerry, what's it like having a former Abington Heights Comet guy that played for legendary head coach and Kenny Bianchi up there at Abington?
Love Kenny, good coach. I knew about George, obviously, too. And George was coming to the pickups on Tuesday nights this summer. I was watching him, and then towards the end of the summer, again, Jamie said to me, I'm not sure George is going back to Spain. So
Jamie's got the scoop on these guys.
So Jamie, he's been more of a recruiter than me. But anyway, so I walked over to George one night, and I sat down with him before he played. I said, hey, listen, just want to let you know, we're here. If you are interested in playing with us, we'd love to have you. I don't want this to play any factor in you going back overseas or not. You do what's best for you, but if you're here, we'd love to have you. And I mean, George, like I said about Kevin, George has been really vital to this team. He can do a little bit of everything. He sacrifices himself. When we needed him the most this Saturday, we were down players. He scored 35, but many nights it's 16 points, 10 or 11 rebounds, 8 assists, and 1 turnover. So he's solid. I don't know if you know this about him. When he was a freshman at University of Binghamton, I think he was second in minutes played. 39 minutes a game, I think, almost. Right, George?
Yeah, 38 and a half.
When he was 38 and a half. When he was a freshman.
They gave him those 30 seconds off.
And why do you play a freshman that much? Because mistake-free, knows how to play basketball. So it's great having him.
And George, I hear you're coaching a little bit now, correct? Up at Abington?
Yeah.
What, the 9th grade team?
No, I volunteer coach, so I help out JC.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's it being like for Coach Xiao? I know his younger brothers, Matt and Mike, or his older brothers, Matt and Mike, are down playing some baseball at Wilkes, and he's got Coach Kettle there, and they're having a pretty successful season. But what's it like, kind of, learning the ropes from Coach Rick Rode and then putting it into work for Coach Xiao?
Yeah, I mean, so when I kind of made the decision to stay, home and not further. I mean, I haven't cut out overseas yet, but when I made that decision, I thought maybe, kind of get into coaching. And, JC said that he would love to have me, so I signed up for the whole volunteer thing. And Coach Rick Rode and, other coaches that I've reached out to have been helping me kind of navigate the difference between being a player and a coach, because frankly, it's completely different. It's hard to get used to. I'm learning it as I go, but it's been fun. I love teaching kids, and JC's a great coach. He's great to learn from. Rick Rode the same, and everyone I've reached out to as well has been a big help.
And George, you were obviously part of a special team, the only team in Coach Bianchi's history there up at Abington Heights to win a state title. What do you remember fondly about that season?
Oh, it was great. Obviously, I just remember the team was so close with one another. We were all guys, us throughout JV. The whole team was just close with each other. I still talk to those guys today. That was the most important thing, was the friendships the whole way through, keeping that. But that season was amazing. Coach had a game plan for every team we ran into, and it just aligned perfectly, and we executed.
Kevin, you also played in the Lackawanna League, those league games there for the Knights and Coach Battaglia. They had to be tough games. I know the Lackawanna League is pretty physical and very skilled. Your career and playing there for the Scranton Knights, what do you remember the most?
I just remember the friendships, honestly, kind of going off what George said. I still talk to some of those guys to this day. And I don't know, I just took, as a sophomore, I didn't play much in varsity minutes. I was on a JV team. And, I kind of worked my way through JV, and I ended up starting my first game in the arena in a district title game. We ended up losing, but that was a big experience for me, and then kind of just growing and developing my game to be able to compete in those tough physical games.
And you got the hoodie on today. You're sporting the Cougs, the basketball there for Coach Willie Chandler.
Yeah.
Still number 2 all time in Division III scoring for men. He probably talked about that a lot during your playing days out there.
Yeah, he won't let you forget it. He's great. I love playing for him. Shout out to all those guys. They're having an amazing season right now. And I got to get up to a game soon.
What's it like being from the Electric City, being a Scranton kid and playing for a kid, from your high school?
Yeah, it was different. He kind of jumped on recruiting me late and ended up just working out. I got a good opportunity my freshman year. I took advantage of it. And, we just kind of always had that connection just from being from the same place, kind of growing up the same way. It was nice to have that mentor and as a coach.
Jerry, you probably got some special stories about Willie Chandler up there at Misericordia.
I saw Willie play quite a bit when he was at Misericordia and at Scranton, to be honest with you. We didn't play him at that time because they were in a different league, but I saw a couple games where he put some numbers up. Willie, I always really liked Willie, just a really good guy. We actually golfed together a couple years ago at Iram. I think he almost killed me off the tee box.
They'll shoot at 300 yards close to it.
Yeah, but he second all-time leading scorer. At the same time, I had Dave Januzzi playing for us, so it was a really good time for local basketball in college around here. And both those guys did some great things in college. But just to reemphasize about these two guys, Kevin. I think about my teams at Wilkes that were, obviously George played at Division I level, but I think about my teams at Wilkes that went to the Final 8 and Sweet 16, the Final 4, whatever. And Kevin could have played for any of those teams. So I know went to Misericordia, had a great career, but he could have played for any of those teams. So these guys have been great to be around, and as I told you before on the broadcast, it's not like we practice a lot. But when you tell them something, we run a free flow offense where everybody initiates, everybody posts, and they have a high basketball IQ. And that's what's nice about this team. These guys, they play off each other, and we put teams in an awkward position to guard us because big guys aren't used to guarding guys outside. Guards aren't used to being posted up. And these guys understand, and these guys have been super.
George, for a while, the history of District 2 basketball was obviously, Julius Przelski up at Forest City, Eddie Gajewski down at Northwest. I know they transitioned, back and forth between, D2 and D4. But for Coach Kenny Bianchi to be at the top of the Mount Rushmore for, high school basketball coaches in District 2, the time you spent with him and Coach McLean, how special of a time was that for you?
It was very special. To me, I've always said this about those two coaches. They were huge role models for me. They not only told me how to play the game, but to play it the right way. I dedicate a lot of the way I play to them, the hustle and all that stuff that I pride my game on. They taught some of that to me, and also just how to be a good person, not only a player, but a good teammate, a good person on and off the court. So they're huge role models for me.
And then Coach Battaglia, obviously he doesn't have as many years as Coach Bianchi had under him, but a special guy in his own. Setting records. I think he just got his 200th career win there. But special time. What was it like playing for him?
Yeah, no, it was great. He kind of just let me. I could speak for me personally. Kind of just let me develop my game, and he trusted me in a way that allowed me to play freely and make mistakes. Not be afraid to make mistakes. A lot of guys, they don't get a lot of minutes, or constantly thinking about, oh, what's the coach going to do if I make a turnover here or make the wrong play. Like, he didn't put that in my head at all. He kind of just gave me the freedom to learn from my mistakes and develop that way.
What's going to be the key down the stretch here? Right now, you got the Buffalo Extreme. They're a 1 in the country in the ABA. Nashville Aces 2, Silicon Valley, the Panthers, and then the Clutch. That's high company right there. Right now, 14-0. Key down the road here for you guys.
Yeah, we just want to keep building. We know playoffs are right around the corner. We got some good games coming up ahead of us. As long as we keep winning, we're going to get some home playoff games. So that'd be ideal. And just want to keep building for the playoffs, keep everybody healthy, and be ready to go.
George, 4th in the country. Local team here from the Wilkes-Barre area. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's awesome. I think Kevin said it best earlier. We got to stick to what we have, and Rick Road puts a lot of trust in us, and I think that's the best. That's the best kind of way you could play as a team. He trusts every guy that he puts out there, and that's why we've been so successful. And as long as we stay true to that, hopefully that 4 turns to 1.
District 2 basketball for Coach Shao. District champion, you think, maybe? Get down to the arena?
That's the plan.
Yeah?
Always.
What about the Knights? What's the goal in 6A there?
Same thing, district title. Going for it.
You guys played at the arena, right?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yep.
How much fun was that?
It's fun, for sure, yeah.
It's a different type of arena. It's a different type of court. Coming from high school, you don't play in arenas that big, and depth perception, and so it'll be an adjustment for some guys. But
I think it's a thing a lot of the high school basketball teams look forward to now is making it to the arena. It's a special place to play basketball.
It's neat. It's neat that they do that. Yeah.
Yeah. George, thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Kevin, thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Coach, good
All right.
luck.
Thanks, Steve.
All right, guys. Kevin Lazdowski, George Tinsley, Coach Rick Road. That'll do it here for the Sports Spotlight. Thanks for joining us. Come back and join us anytime soon. We'll have more Sports Spotlights here on the Plus coming up. Get out there, make it a great day. Thanks, everyone.